Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come on and do like a card making session with y'all today. I feel like making some holiday cards. I'm actually behind on this. I have made some already, but I thought I was going to get more done during my first live card making session, which I tried a few days ago, but I think my Wi-Fi was terrible, so it did not go well at all. All of the whole time, I think I might have been filming for like an hour and something. It only captured maybe 19 or 20 minutes of the live session. So if you go and watch the playback, it's really horrible. You can't hardly tell what I'm saying or, see the process of me making the cards. They were really easy, clean, and simple cards using the Photo Play Christmas Memories collection. However, I did get, I think, 8 or 10 cards made during that session. I will say that was a fail. However, I did meet a new crafty friend, Tanya. She joined me during that live, and we kind of talked back and forth. But I just wish it was better quality and I had a better connection. So I'm going to give it another shot. But I want to try to work out some kinks and see what I can do to make it a better quality live so that I can interact with people and they can actually see what I'm doing. So anyway, if you're watching, Tanya, thank you so much for joining me during that. I really did enjoy that, and I told you I was going to come back on and open up my card kit. I know you got the Simon card kit as well, and you were working on some cards with that. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. However, it won't be live, but maybe we can do a premiere and I can watch it back with you guys and we can interact that way. So that'll be the plan for this card making session. And again, I'm using the Simon Says stamp, Joyful Season, I believe. It's the name of this card kit. Yeah, Joyful Season. So I'm just going to be opening my kit up and just pulling everything out so that I can try to get an idea of, and I already cut some of the little die cuts from this die that came in the kit. I did that the other day just to try the die out and see how it looked and how it layered. So it's a really cute die. So I have a few of these already pre-cut, which is good. And this is that die set right here. Okay. So I'm just going to lay everything out. I didn't do any card sketches or anything before time. So I'm just basically going to be crafting. I'll be coming up with some card designs off the head. So anyways, let me get some stuff together. I'm going to grab some cardstock so that I can get some card bases cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, so after taking all of the card kit contents out of the box, I came up with an idea. I love these large images from the paper collection that came in the kit, and I decided to try and use these pages without cutting them down. So my idea would be to make a supersized card. And so let me show y'all what I came up with. So I came up with a 6.5 by 8.5 card base, which I have already here. As you can see, I did a little hinge system to put my card together, and so this is gonna make the perfect card. So this will layer here. So I'm gonna put together one of these on camera for you guys in just a second. Be right back. Okay, y'all, so to make the card base, you're going to need to cut 2 pieces of heavyweight cardstock at 6.5 by 8.5, and you're going to need to cut 1 piece that is 1 inch by 8.5 inch, and this is going to be the hinge piece where you will score straight down in the middle, and then apply your double-sided adhesive on each side of the score mark. You're going to fold, and this is how you're going to create the card. So you just pull a tab back on the double-sided adhesive, and I just lined up my top piece starting at the bottom and just kind of put it in place where I wanted it. I press down at the top where the sticky side is out to adhere that down, and just go ahead and pull that tab. Okay, so then I flip it over and I pull just another tab back. Go ahead and line this one up. Press that down. And then pull the backing off of the double-sided adhesive. Give it a good press, and then there's the card base. So just a really neat way to make a supersized card. And once we make the card, then I'll show you how to make a supersized envelope using the envelope punch board. So this is our card base, 6.5 by 8.5. Okay, so we're going to put this to the side and start working on building our card. So I did cut a piece of chipboard, and this chipboard measures, let's see, this looks like 6.25 by 8.25, and I'm just going to use some double-sided adhesive, and I'm just going to apply this all around the edge of this chipboard, because this is going to be a layering piece on the front of my card. And I'm going to go right here and add another piece along this edge. Sorry if y'all hear some background noise. I'm watching crafty videos as I craft. So I'm doing this. I learned this method from Frank Garcia. He loves to layer his cards and mini albums with these chipboard pieces to give a little dimension to the projects. So we'll just make one card on camera together, and then I'll probably come back and do some regular size cards in another video. But while I was taking my supplies out of the box from the card kit, I thought about those large images. And I know a lot of times I struggle with those large images. Like, I struggle to work with them. Alright, so I have, let me get a piece of scratch paper. So I got a piece of scratch paper, and I'm going to be using this glitter that I get from Walmart, and this is a gold glitter, and I'm just going to sprinkle this all around my panel. Okay. Pat off that excess, and this is the panel that I'm left with. So let's see how I can get this without making a huge mess. So I'm going to fold this up and get this put back in my container here, if I can without making a mess. I always have glitter everywhere. Okay, I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't use glitter much, especially in card making anymore, because it's just it gets everywhere. But I really love the way that this looks. So now that I have my panel glittered, I am going to take my image, my designer paper, and I'm just going to distress the edges of this paper. I feel like the image is like, the image is the card, okay? So you don't really have to do much. And I did go ahead and purchase the digital collection of this paper, the digital paper collection, because I did like it, and I know the card kits only come with so much paper. So I am going to just layer this just like that. So I'm going to use this 3-in-1 glue and go ahead and apply it on the back of my designer paper. And I mentioned this glue in my last video. I really love this glue. It works really well at adhering like ribbons and trims as well. So I love my art glitter glue, but it doesn't work as good like trying to adhere ribbon and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm just going to press this directly down on that panel. Okay, I'm going to grab my card base here. That is pretty. And I am, let's see, I thought about adding a little bit of red to back this, but I think this looks good just like this. So I'm not going to add the red card panel that I thought I was going to layer it on top of a piece of red, the lipstick red cardstock that came in the kit. But I think I like it like this. So I'm just going to use my glue, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece to the front of the card. And I have some of the ephemera from the kit, and I like this one, and I am going to use this one to adhere right across the tree. It says Merry and Bright. This would have actually been good on top of gold as well, but I'm going to go ahead and use some foam adhesive and go ahead and put that on the front of the card. Okay, so I'm just going to put Merry and Bright right across the Christmas tree. Right there. This is a pretty card by itself. Okay, next I want to add some bling pieces, I think, and I'm gonna grab some bling and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some gold sequin. Some gold sequin pieces. I'm gonna use my Nouveau adhesive to just add a couple of drops of glue. And I think I want to add one more down in this corner here. And here is the card, and I am going to also use the Tim Holtz Distress ink that came in the kit, and I am going to just add a sentiment from the stamp set. And that's one thing I love about the stamp set, the really large sentiments. So I think I'm going to add Merry Christmas, wishing you and yours a joyful season. Yeah. So I am going to just open that up and pull the stamp set out, and let me see. Looking for my stamp block here. And then also, of course, I love my uniquely handmade stamp. So I'm just going to open up the card. It's a really nice, sturdy card. So I'm going to mount the Merry Christmas up first, and then I'm just going to take my little stamp cube here. Go ahead and ink up my stamp. Merry Christmas. And then I'm going to go with the Wishing You and Yours stamp. So I'm going to use the same ink. And sorry again about the background noise. I forgot to close my door in here. My son is playing music in the background. Alright, so go right here. And I probably should have went with my VersaFine, because this is a distressed ink, so it may not give a solid impression, but I love that. I think it looks really pretty for the inside of the card. And then on the back of my card here, I am going to ink that up. And stamp this on the back of my card. There we go. So here is the back, uniquely handmade. Here is the front of the card. I love this layered card. That chipboard gives it some dimension. And I didn't really have to do much to create this card. That large image did it all, plus the ephemera piece. Add a couple of sequin, and this is a really pretty card. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to make an envelope that fits this card. Okay, so for an envelope that will fit this 6.5 by 8.5 inch card, you'll need a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock or scrapbook paper. So I picked this one because it has a red and green design, and I love this plaid look. So if you have a punch board, this is what I'm using. So on my card sizes on the punch board, it only goes up to an 6 by 8.5 inch card, and my card is 6.5 by 8.5. So for the 6 by 8.5, you would use a 11.5 by 11.5 inch piece of paper. Well, I'm just and you would score at 4 7/8. Okay, so on your guide here, 4 7/8 is like right here. So I know that I'm going to use a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, so I'm going to have to go past 4 7/8. So I'm just going to go, I'm going to go all the way to the end of the punch board right here. So that is looks like 5 1/4 is where I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna just go ahead and line my 12 by 12 sheet up at the end here and punch it, and then I'm gonna score down as far as I can go right there. Then I'm going to turn it as you would usually do, and just try to line this up where the score line goes. So it's about right there. So I'm going to punch it, and I'm going to score again as far down as I can. And then I'm going to turn it and line it up with this score mark. Okay, and then I'm going to punch it again and just do the same thing. Turn again. And I'm just trying to line this up where the score line would go all the way down. And I know this board isn't long enough to connect some of the score lines, so I did that. Okay, so I have all 4 corners scored. It may be a little bit off right here because I wasn't able to go all the way down with my score line. So now I'm going to go ahead and round the corners here, as you would usually do. Move that out of the way. And so now I'm just going to fold on my score lines. Just a little bit. So you might have to manipulate your envelope just a tad bit because we had to do as far as creating this envelope, okay? So, but all in all, this should fit, okay? So once you fold it up, you should have something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue on my flaps. And I'm going to go ahead and press this. And you can clip this part off if you like. It doesn't bother me, so I'm just going to keep it there. So let's test out our envelope to make sure our card will fit in there. Okay, so it may be a little small. I think I might have went a little. Alright, it should work, but I do have extra layers here. So with that being said, while I have you guys here, I'm gonna fix this, okay? So I'm gonna do one more so we can make sure we get this to fit. So this is the paper pad that I am using to create this envelope. And I just want to find a sheet. That was the perfect one with the green and red, but that's fine. I can definitely use this one as well. All right, we're gonna give this another shot. So I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go all the way off here, and I'm gonna try this again because I know that there's a way. I did it before I started filming, and it may be that what I have to do is just kind of crease it as I go, so I know exactly where to line up that score mark. I might have to do that because it's such a large sheet and my board is small. So I think that's what I will do. Take it and fold it and then line it up where it needs to go. in order to get my score lines right. And hopefully this will do the trick. I think this might be what we need. It should work. So yeah, so this has to be how we do this here. Let's see. Just make sure, guys, because I know there is a way. I did this a few minutes ago. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna try this again. Let me round my corners real quick. And we're gonna give it another shot. I know everybody don't usually make large envelopes, but it would be really nice if there was a way to if there was a way to make large cards, like maybe possibly having a envelope punch board with the larger base to make it a little bit easier. But you know, you can make it work. We're doing it now. We're making it work. And I'm just gonna put a little bit along the edge here, just so I can make sure which I just want to make sure my card fits, because I want to show y'all that there's a way to use those large images. There is a way to use those large images, not having to cut them up, and you can definitely use them for a card. So this should work right here. Yeah. So here we are, our envelope. After a little bit of manipulation, so you can definitely put a white label with your mailing information right here, and that just makes the perfect large envelope, big enough for your 6.5 by 8.5 inch card. So I'm definitely going to be using this to mail out to one of my family members. I love this supersized card, and I think with everything going on with COVID and everything, I think a supersized greeting card would be perfect just to uplift somebody and just let them know how you're feeling and send them a nice greeting. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna finish making the rest of my supersized cards off camera, and I'll come back in a share video soon to show you the rest of my cards. So I hope you guys like this video. Just an easy way to create a supersized card using all of your supplies that you have on hand. You don't have to buy any special cards or anything. You can go ahead and make those cards out of your heavyweight card stock, and also your envelope if you have an envelope punch board. If you don't have an envelope punch board, I'm sure with 12 by 12 paper and finding some measurements, because I'm sure Pinterest and probably can even find it on YouTube, how to make an envelope for a supersized card without an envelope punch board. So it's definitely doable. Again, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment down below. If you're not subscribed and you would like to subscribe to my channel, please click the subscribe button, that red button, and the notification bell, so you'll be notified when I post new content. Again, thank you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.